Life has a way of reminding us that everything eventually works out, and if it hasn't worked out yet, then the story isn't over. One of the biggest lessons you'll ever learn is this: you cannot change people, and trying to do so is not only useless, it's disrespectful. People only change when they're ready. Nothing in life moves forward until you ask for it. The answer is always no until you decide to speak up. And remember, every task in life has two ways to do it: the right way or the right way after you've learned from doing it wrong. Stop expecting others to respect you more than you respect yourself. Self-respect sets the standard for how the world treats you. There may not be a clear formula for success, but the formula for failure is obvious: trying to please everyone. Hope is not a strategy, action is. And trust is not something you hand out freely. It must be earned over time, not given at the start. You're never too old or attached to remove people who drain your energy. Sometimes it takes years to realize just how unhappy you truly are, and even longer to realize that you didn't have to live that way. A wise man can learn more from an enemy than a fool can from a friend. Life gives you endless chances to mess up, but that means you also have countless chances to get things right. When people treat you poorly, it's not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of theirs. The people who claim you can't do something are usually the ones terrified that you will. Stop making yourself overly available. When you do, you lose your value in other people's eyes. Just because the boat rocks doesn't mean you jump overboard. Hard times don't exist to break you. They exist to wake you up to all the good things you weren't paying attention to. The more you understand who you are and what you want, the less power the world has to disturb your peace. Because the moment you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. You can achieve anything when you set your mind to it, but stop forcing yourself to be happy all the time. Happiness is not a constant state, and that's okay. Life isn't meant to be perfect. When you finally solve a problem, you'll look back and wonder why it ever felt so complicated. If you're trying to break a habit, don't tell yourself, "This is the last time." Tell yourself, "This is the first time I'm choosing not to." You don't like everyone, so don't expect everyone to like you. Your past is not your future. Sometimes you can make all the right decisions and still watch everything fall apart. But even then, you pick up the pieces and move forward. Be kind, but not naive. Be clever, but not heartless. Nothing life offers is worth the cost of constant worry. And you'll stop explaining yourself the moment you realize that people can only understand from the level at which they see the world. Someday is not a real day, yet for many people, it becomes every day. Don't cling to your mistakes just because you spent time making them. Never take for granted the moments you share with the people you care about. Life can change in an instant. Live in reality, not in illusions. Expecting the world to treat you fairly simply because you are fair is like expecting a lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. Perfection doesn't exist, and control is mostly an illusion. No matter how good you are, you will always be the villain in someone's story. Waiting for change while doing nothing is like standing at a bus stop hoping for a train. Don't doubt yourself. That's what critics are for. Life requires problems. If you got everything instantly, living would have no meaning. Never accept criticism from someone you wouldn't accept advice from. Reflection is power. Knowledge is power. Without either, you're powerless.
One day, you'll understand that no one has authority over your life unless you hand it to them. The cave you fear to enter often holds the treasure you've been seeking. Speak less than necessary, do more than expected. Mistakes don't define your character. How you respond to them does. Discipline your mind to see the good in each situation. Ability may take you to the top, but character keeps you there. Everything can be taken from you except one thing: your freedom to choose your attitude, no matter the circumstance. Be open to changing your ideas about who you want to be. Growth requires evolution. Chasing people won't build your value. Living with dignity will. Don't do anything today that you'd have to lie about tomorrow. If your actions are driven by fear, anger, ego, or pride, life will constantly push you into unnecessary battles. But when you're guided by courage, awareness, calmness, and inner peace, life begins to serve you instead of challenge you. You will make a lot of people upset by choosing what's right for you. But that's okay, because the people who get angry when you take care of yourself were benefiting from you not taking care of yourself. Any thought you have about the future is nothing more than imagination. Worry feels eternal only when you're inside it, but nothing you're feeling right now will last forever. Time softens everything. If you need more than one hand to count your true friends, you're probably not a very good friend yourself, because real friendship is rare, deep, and meaningful. The most powerful thing about youth is that you're not old enough to know what can't be done, and that ignorance can be a superpower. Limitations come from experience, not from possibility. At some point, you have to forgive the past. Not because the past deserves forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Happiness depends on letting go. The past is a library of lessons, not a place to live. It is a reference point, not a residence. We are born with two things. 1, a limited amount of borrowed time, and 2, the freedom to make choices. If you want to know how you're spending your own time, look closely at how others waste theirs and learn from their mistakes. Not every wrong needs correction. Sometimes letting something slide is the wiser choice. Life is too short to correct everyone. You can choose to be negative or positive, but only one of those choices leads to progress. Life doesn't care about your plans. Things rarely go the way you imagined. But the truth is, nothing happens to you that you're not built to handle. Human beings are stronger than they know. You'll never remember the nights you stayed home doing nothing, but you'll remember every moment you took a risk, lived boldly, and stepped outside your comfort zone. It's never too late to change your direction completely. One single day, one single decision can shift the entire course of your life.
Lessons will keep repeating until you finally learn them. You cannot become who you want to be until you're willing to accept who you already are. When your perspective changes, your entire world changes with it. Sometimes all it takes is a new vantage point to realize what you should have seen long ago. If you're right, but you're rude about it, no one will care that you're right. Character matters more than correctness. Courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it's that quiet voice in your head at the end of a long day that whispers, "Try again tomorrow." Let go of yesterday because yesterday already let go of you. Stop spending your life daydreaming about what could have been in another world or under better circumstances. Put your energy into what's in front of you right now. People often confuse stress with responsibility. You don't owe the world perfection. You only owe yourself effort and honesty. Life is happening right now, not in the past or the future. Priorities matter more than time. Enjoy every bit of the life you have. Your sacrifices will be rewarded in ways you may not expect, but they will be rewarded. People don't get tired of loving. They get tired of waiting, of lies, of confusion, of being ignored, of being hurt.
Love doesn't fail. People do. Never hold on to someone who won't hold on to you with the same care. The reason you want to be better than others is the reason you aren't. Comparison kills growth. It's not about whether you fall. It's about what you do after you fall. A mature person is someone who can admit a mistake, learn from it, and correct it without defending their ego. Be the person you needed when you were younger. Make small improvements daily and learn something new. Your past experiences become tools for your future strength. Someone's opinion of you never has to become your reality. Nicely spoken words don't make someone your friend. People are not purely good or bad. They're just people. Don't expect life to match your expectations. Experience life as it is. Wanting something is not enough. You must hunger for it. Hunger overcomes obstacles. Our lives are shaped by opportunities, even the ones we don't accept. Every person alive reaches a crossroads where they must let go of the past and move towards something new. The saddest thing isn't losing the past, it's holding on to it long after it's already gone. If you change the way you look at life, life changes with it. Flood your mind with positive thoughts. They will support you when nothing else can. You never truly know another person. Unless you can live inside their mind, their true nature is always hidden. You can never fully understand another person unless you could somehow live inside their mind, and since that's impossible, you will never truly know someone's complete nature. People reveal only what they choose to reveal. It is not our abilities that define who we are. It is our choices. Every day, consciously or unconsciously, you teach people how to treat you. You are either part of the solution or part of the problem. There is no middle ground. Never assume something is done out of malice when it can be explained by simple ignorance or foolishness. Judging too quickly only harms you. You must know when it's time to turn the page. Every chapter ends, and hanging on to an old one only delays the beginning of the next. Forgiving someone doesn't make them feel better. It frees you from the weight you've been carrying. If someone tries to pull you down, it is only because they see you rising above them. Social skills are not gifts, they're learned abilities. The more you practice, the better you get, just like anything else. Life can be brutal. It can break your heart, shatter your expectations, and push you beyond your limits. But still, you must remain brave and keep doing the best you can.
Never deny yourself a new experience simply because it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable. The things you fear may become the most meaningful parts of your life. Don't visit the past for happiness or for justification or for excuses. The world is what it is. You are who you are. The right path is rarely the easiest one. If you blame others for your problems, don't expect your life to improve. Life is an experiment. Sometimes you'll succeed, sometimes you'll fail. But the point is to explore, not to escape. Remember, people don't forget easily, and forgiveness is rare. But every failure, every heartbreak, every loss carries within it a lesson, a seed that can grow into a better future if you nourish it. Don't prepare the road for your children, prepare your children for the road. Strength comes from facing reality, not avoiding it. Don't be afraid just because you don't have all the answers yet. No one starts with answers. You learn as you go, and you find your way by living. Getting away with a bad decision doesn't make it a good decision. Words spoken in anger can be forgiven, but never forgotten. They leave marks that time cannot fully erase. Don't leave behind a legacy of regret based on things you never should have said. It's not your fault that the world is the way it is, but it is your responsibility to decide how you respond to it. Have faith in yourself. Take risks. Move forward even when the path isn't clear. You don't need everything figured out to take the next step. Take responsibility for your life. No one else will walk your path for you. Make improvements instead of excuses. Seek respect instead of attention. Opportunities can turn into obstacles, and obstacles can turn into opportunities. It all depends on how the mind interprets the moment. If you're going to apologize, never add the word but. Either you mean it or you don't. More things frighten us than actually harm us. We suffer far more in imagination than in reality. At the end of the day, we all face the same choice. What will we do with the time we've been given? Life moves fast. If you don't stop and truly look around, you'll miss the beauty in front of you. Anger is like an acid. It damages the container that holds it more than anything it's poured on. Fake love is easy to believe in a world where real love is rare. You can only lose what you cling to. If you want happiness, start with gratitude. Acceptance does not mean agreement. It means acknowledging reality so you can begin to move through it. You will never please everyone, so don't shape your life around trying to be accepted by all. Don't rely on others to tell you what happiness should look like. Create your own definition. Sometimes the choice you make matters less than your commitment to it. A denied expectation hurts more than a denied hope. Fulfilled hopes bring joy. Fulfilled expectations bring relief. Don't worry about controlling your emotions. Control your actions. Don't wait for something good to happen. Go create it. There are no participation trophies in life. Success belongs to those who take action. There is no shame in saying, I don't know. Nobody has all the answers. Pretending to be perfect doesn't make you perfect. It makes you insecure. Listen to your conscience. Do the right thing even when it costs you. Self-respect has no price tag. Anyone who fights can lose, but anyone who refuses to fight has already lost. And finally, we live longer when we stop worrying about living and start living.